50 years ago, we went to the moon. We called it Apollo.
What many people don't know is that Apollo had a twin.
She was a woman named Artemis,
goddess of the moon.
We are returning to the moon.
as a new generation of explorers.
This time to stay.
And to prepare to achieve humanity's next giant leap of sending the first human missions to Mars.
We believe our course will redefine what is possible.
That we would discover life-saving,
Earth-changing science.
And that the challenges ahead will inspire generations.
This is our manifest.
For all who wondered if we could return.
For all who dreamed of pressing beyond.
This is your calling.
We go for all of America.
We go. We go as the Artemis generation.
We go.
All right, lift off and the clock is starting.
So I was here today speaking to the Excel Academy, and it's an all-girls school here in Washington, D.C., and it was really great to come talk to them about my mission on board the ISS and the space program, and more importantly, how girls can get involved in STEM. When I was little, probably about their age, I remember shuttles launching over and over, and I became fascinated with watching these shuttles launch. And my parents saw this, and they came up to me and said, "Hey, are you interested in working for NASA someday?" I said, "Yeah, I think I want to be an astronaut." So the advice that I give young girls is pay attention to those who are living and working around you. If you see a field, especially in science, chemistry, physics, engineering, medicine, there's so many fields in STEM that you think you might be interested in, go up and talk to that person. Go and bother them, ask them about what they do. Don't be shy. I think it's hard for young girls because we're very shy and we don't want to go up and talk to people because we feel like we're bothering them. But I tell girls this age to go ahead and bother. Man, I love this job. Number one, certainly after flying on Expedition 56 and 57, all the tremendous science we did on orbit, certainly a lot of science that actually helps humanity, everything from research on cancer to Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's. But man, I get to float everywhere in my line of work, at least when I'm on board the space station, and there's nothing cooler than that.
We have a bold vision to go, and we do so knowing that space exploration has improved the human condition in countless ways. And it is the partnerships over the last 50 years that have ensured a steady progress in the science, technology, exploration, and discovery for the benefit of all. With America's new directive to put humans on the moon in 2024, NASA is leading the development of exploration capabilities, and we are building a coalition of nations that can help us get to the moon quickly and sustainably together.
Building on the lessons learned from the International Space Station, the key to sustainable lunar missions is establishing an orbiting lunar outpost that we call Gateway.
America will develop and launch Gateway's power propulsion element in the near future. This outpost will be built with open standards to allow collaboration and accessibility with our international and private partners.
The first of these international partnerships is a commitment from Canada to develop advanced robotics uniquely designed for human and robotic missions.
Accelerating the timeline means a lot more focus, means a lot more dedication to the task, and we're up for it.
We are looking to our international partners to develop additional components for Gateway, to include habitation capabilities, airlock, and logistics.
Gateway is a great step towards the future of the human being. It's a great pleasure to collaborate with NASA in that endeavor.
The Gateway is not the end state. It is a piece of a greater mission that will prove how to explore other worlds. With Mars on the horizon, together we can explore more of our solar system, our galaxy, and even the entire universe, and share in the knowledge and advances that will come.
NASA is one of our major cooperation partners in space exploration.
By going together to the moon, forward to the moon, whatever the time span is, the faster the better, that's something I really like.
We welcome a growing list of partners. And through our successes, we will change our perspective on the universe for generations to come. We go together.
here, stars. All right, lift off and the clock is started.
Wherever, however, whenever. We're here, there. We're everywhere. NASA Space Communications and Navigation. Exploration enabled.
– 50 years ago, we pioneered a path to the moon. The trail we blazed cut through the fictions of science and showed us all what was possible.
It's very pretty out here.
Today, our calling to explore is even greater. To go farther, we must be able to sustain missions of greater distance and duration. We must use the resources we find at our destinations. We must overcome radiation, isolation, gravity, and extreme environments like never before. These are the challenges we face to push the bounds of humanity. We're going to the moon to stay by 2024, and this is how.
This all starts with the ability to get larger, heavier payloads off-planet and beyond Earth's gravity.
For this, we designed an entirely new rocket.
The Space Launch System. SLS will be the most powerful rocket ever developed.
And with components in production
and more in testing,
this system is capable of being the catalyst for deep space missions.
We need a capsule
that can support humans from launch
through deep space and return safely back to Earth.
For this, we've built Orion.
This is NASA's next-generation human space capsule.
Using data from lunar orbiters that continue to reveal the moon's hazards and resources.
We're currently developing an entirely new approach to landing and operating on the moon.
Using our commercial partners to deliver science instruments and robotics to the surface, we are paving the way for human missions in 2024.
Our charge is to go quickly and to stay, to press our collective efforts forward with a fervor that will see us return to the moon in a manner that is wholly different than 50 years ago.
We want lunar landers that are reusable,
that can land anywhere on the lunar surface.
The simplest way to do so is to give them a platform in orbit around the moon from which to transition.
An orbiting platform to host deep space experiments and be a waypoint for human capsules. We call this lunar outpost Gateway.
The beauty of the Gateway is that it can be moved between orbits.
It will balance between the Earth and Moon's gravity,
in a position that is ideal for launching even deeper space missions.
In 2009, we learned that the moon contains millions of tons of water ice.
This ice can be extracted and purified for water. It can be separated in oxygen for breathing or hydrogen for rocket fuel.
The moon is quite uniquely suited
to prepare us and propel us to Mars and beyond.
This is what we are building.
This is what we're training for.
This we can replicate throughout the solar system.
This is the next chapter of human space exploration.
Humans are the most fragile element of this entire endeavor, and yet we go for humanity. We go to the moon and on to Mars to seek knowledge and understanding and to share it with all. We go knowing our efforts will create opportunities that cannot be foreseen. We go because we are destined to explore and see it with our own eyes. We turn towards the moon now, not as a conclusion, but as preparation, as a checkpoint toward all that lies beyond. Our greatest adventures remain ahead of us. We are going.
We're going.
We are going.
We are going. We're going.
Earth is my favorite planet.
My favorite part about planet Earth is the ocean.
So my favorite part about Earth is there's life here. We know that there is life here. There's so many aspects of it. I mean, the very fact that we're here.
My favorite part about the Earth is the Arctic.
That feeling before a thunderstorm.
I enjoy the feel of the wind.
When you fly, when you are on an airplane, and you are in between two decks of clouds.
There are so many different environments on Earth that we are just now exploring in the past few decades.
It actually floors me that we have such a large area on this planet that is, basically relatively unexplored.
The depths of the ocean.
To see that life flourishing under the water.
I think it's fantastic.
I feel like the best thing about planet Earth is that it's so close to the moon, and the moon is awesome.
That the Earth has a large moon that keeps its climate stable by keeping its poles stable.
Coming back up to where does our atmosphere end?
The feedback between life and our climate.
How far out can microbes live?
I like how sunlight interacts with Earth.
How that influences the sea ice.
I just love the diversity of life on Earth and all of the places that it can thrive. It's pretty amazing.
We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to be gained.
But why, some say, the moon?
Why choose this as our goal?
And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why 35 years ago fly the Atlantic?
Why does Rice play Texas?
We choose to go to the moon.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things.
Not because they are easy,
but because they are hard.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills.
Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept.
One we are unwilling to postpone.
And one which we intend to win.
And one which we intend to win.
And one we intend to win.